Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to Just Jay. My name is Jagriti Pandey, and guess where I am? Walla Habibi, Dubai. And while I'm here, while my friends are actually living here, I thought, why don't I bring to you cost of living in Dubai? Because cost of living depends on the area that you are living in, no matter what city, what country in the world you're living in. So this area is called Dubai Marina, and if I have to show you around, when you come for a morning walk you will see a lot of people from a lot of different countries and to be honest मैंने दुबई से इतना अच्छा expect नहीं किया था. I mean, I know that it's a place of luxury, but I think Dubai is a perfect example of what nature actually gave them and what beautiful city they have made. And you will find people from all over the world here, and I thought there will be, mainly because people come from all around the world, I thought, there will be a lot of English speaking people. But to my shock, there are hardly people who speak English. There are people who speak Russian, Greek, Arab, and so many different languages. But you'll hardly see people speaking English here. And JBR Beach, which is a very famous beach worldwide for that majestic ring, is very close from here. It's hardly like 800 meters from here. So basically, this is a very good area to be living in, and the cost is also very good. So let's get into that. And yeah, let me take you to their place and show you all around. And then we'll get into every cost that one has to bear if you have to live in Dubai Marina. The difference here, lifts में आप अंदर से floor press नहीं करते हो, बाहर से press करते हो. Then it will tell you which lift you have to get into. This is a very cute little 1 BHK. This is the entry area. Here we have kitchen. And then there is the living space. These are the friends I was talking about. They are really hardworking, and this is what you do when you're living in Dubai, is like do some work on a weekend. So this is the living room, and यहाँ पे बिल्कुल white light नहीं है, but yeah, there's a lot of warm light. तो I think मैं भी अच्छी लग रही होंगी. But there's one balcony here, which has like a very good sea view if we can zoom in a little bit. And now let me take you to also, this flat is fully furnished, so you have all the utilities and all the things that you actually need on day-to-day basis. And then there is one bedroom, which looks like this. Again, you have a bed, a dressing table, and an attached balcony, which also has very good view. But क्योंकि दुबई का weather throughout the year बहुत ही गर्म रहता है, so I don't think that you can set up your cute little balcony and like sit in there, soaking sun and everything. But yeah, it's always good to have natural light in your room. Also have very good and spacious cupboard that I have hijacked. But yeah, this was all about the space. Now let's get into the cost, the rent, the expenses, the miscellaneous, and everything that one has to bear. So let's ask our friends. All right, we have someone with us who has been living in Dubai since last 2 or 3 years, I guess.
2.5.
2.5, and I surely have a lot of questions to ask him. But first things first, we would like to know something about you. So please.
So, hey guys, I'm Shivam. I live in Dubai from the last 2.5 years. By profession, I'm a software engineer. I work for a finance company here in Dubai as a data and AI engineer. So, yeah, that's about it.
2.5 years.
Mhm.
How has it been? Do you like it here? Do you love it here? Tell us something about it.
So I think whether or not you like Dubai or not, it a lot depends on the area you are living in. So I live in a western part of the Dubai, that is Dubai Marina specifically. So, by profession, I'm a software engineer, but by choice, I am a fitness enthusiast. I like to work out, I like to run. I'm a fitness freak sort of person. So, I like to be at a place where I have place to run. Where here in the way Marina, we have a very nice place to run. That is Marina Walk. I'm sure you've already
Yes.
been there. And we have a lot of nice gyms here, a lot of yoga clubs, a lot of fitness clubs, a lot of running clubs. So that has been one of the major reasons why I have been able to survive for 2.5 years in Dubai.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
I think that does answer my next question. That was, what do you like about living in Dubai Marina? So I think you have already answered it. So
yeah.
good job. Coming to next question, like you said, here you have a lot of gyms, a lot of facilities, a lot of
Hmm.
amenities to survive. I'm sure the cost is also a little bit on the higher end. So
Correct. Yeah.
what is the rent that you're paying for this place?
So, if before I talk about specifically how much I am paying, to give you a general idea about the rental cost here in Dubai. So, on the eastern part of Dubai, where specifically mostly Indian communities are living, and on the western part of Dubai, you'll see European communities, Russian communities. So, it a lot depends on the area you're living in. So, on the eastern part, you will be able to find a typical 1 BHK or a studio apartment under 60,000 to 70,000 dirhams a year. So here rental contracts works a little bit different from India. So in India we pay rent every month, but here at the start of the contract you specifically define that in how many checks you're gonna pay your rent. So from start of the year you decide that in these main number of checks you're gonna pay. The options we typically get is 4 checks, 2 checks, and or it can be single check. The smaller number of checks means the better deal, the possibility of getting a better deal.
Like an EMI.
That's correct. Yes, and to talk about on the western side where I'm living, the rent ranges between 90,000 dirhams to 120,000 dirhams, excluding your bills. Of course, there are a lot of bills as well. There is a chiller cost. Chiller is specifically your AC bill. Here they call it a chiller. And yeah, I think yeah, that should give you an idea.
So this chiller and electricity is the same, or electricity is separate?
Electricity is separate. So here there is a government agency. They call it Deva. So it specifically about your electricity and water bill. And chiller is specifically charged by the building. So some buildings actually offer you the chiller free apartments. Some buildings charge you for the chiller as well. So the building I'm staying in, I pay specifically for chiller separately. So yeah,
Okay, so like you must have noticed there are no fans, so
that's
it's
correct.
all air conditioning, and that's what you're
Yes,
paying for extra. Okay,
exactly. Yes.
okay, all right. So your rent is one, your chiller expense is one, and then your electricity is separate.
That's correct. Electricity and water, and on top of that, you have your Wi-Fi. Of course, you can't survive without Wi-Fi here because the telecom or the mobile bills are very high in the way again.
Okay, so how much was the rent? You said 1 lakh,
So I'm specifically paying right now 100,000 dirhams a year. You
which is
can
1 lakh,
Yes, that's correct.
1 lakh
1 lakh. Don't
dirhams.
don't try to convert in INR. You'll be disappointed. Don't do that. So other than that, there are a lot of other charges I pay. So there is a preferential location charges, or you can call it a tax, which we pay because of the area which we are living in. On top of that, there are monthly bills. So on an average, every month we pay around 1,200 dirhams for Deva. After that, there are 500 dirhams for a Wi-Fi, and there is 400 dirhams for a chiller. So on and on, there are 2,000 dirhams on top of your rent, which are your monthly bills. So that again becomes 24,000 rupees a year, 24,000 dirhams a year as charges for the apartment.
Okay, and we still have not spoken about groceries and the food and
That's correct.
everything,
Yeah.
so that's separate. So on an average, how much do you guys spend on groceries?
Actually, see, groceries have a very wide range here because Dubai is very rich in the kind of communities live here. There are people around the globe. There are people living here around the globe. There are people from Russia. There are people
Mm.
from America. There are people from India. So they have a very diverse food options, diverse grocery options also. So for each country, you'll be able to get vegetables, everything which you see in India, you'll be able to see everything here. You'll have also option to experience vegetables from other countries as well. So in grocery marts you go, you will be able to see country-wise sections that if you want to have some other countries tomato, for example, you can have
Yeah,
it.
that's a nice thing.
So, on an average, if I have to give you an idea how much I spend in a month on groceries, I think that's somewhere around 2,000 dirhams, 2,000 to 2,500 dirhams. That's just about the basic grocery. Yeah. As I said, I'm a fitness enthusiast. On top of that, there are some extra cost of protein and some supplements which I take, which I'm not going to count. But just to give you an idea, 2,000 dirhams a month is what the grocery is spent. You can expect for two-person living in the way.
Okay. On in a one BHK or a one bedroom apartment, at max, how many people can actually live here?
Actually, it depends. Uh, I feel legally there is no number here, but usually owners don't allow because before you finalize a contract, you meet with the owner. So you talk to them. They'll ask for your background, what do you do, and how many people are gonna live here at their place. So I feel
Mm.
2 to 3 people living in a one BHK is something they'll be comfortable with. For a studio, again, that will be two. Strictly, no persons living more than two in a studio apartment. So yeah, I think that's sort of a gray area. We don't have a fixed number, but yeah, of course, logically you can come up.
Right. And one thing I noticed before coming here, I didn't know that Dubai also has fast delivery services
That's
like
correct.
Noon, and you can, just like we have Blinkit and Zepto in India, you guys have Noon and any other very common
We
apps.
have Noon. We can actually use Kareem also for groceries. There is a Kita app as well, which again delivers your quick commerce. You can get your food in 15 minutes,
Hmm.
your groceries and everything.
Right. And how about like travel? What are some of the miscellaneous expenses that you guys bear on day-to-day basis? Traveling, eating out,
Mhm.
partying, anything?
I would say that's a very
Wake?
vague category to answer. I feel like if you go out, let's say once a week at not very fancy type of restaurant, you will typically spend for 2 people dining. I think you will typically spend around 100 to 200 dirhams for a one-time meal at a not very fancy restaurant, but not very basic restaurants as well. And other than that, if you're into badminton, if you're into some physical activities you want to join, those are a little bit of expensive here. And there are like your barber cost, like you go to salon. So there are
Yeah.
typical things which again can cost you some good amount of money.
I want to answer this because I wanted to get my hair blow dried,
Yeah.
and the blow drying cost starts from like 150 to 200, then depending on your hair length, which if
Yeah,
we convert to INR is a lot.
exactly.
But yeah, I guess all these beauty and sports and everything, these are on the higher end in
Exactly.
Dubai, right?
You can say these are if you compare it with India, these are on the higher side. You'll see a drastic difference in the charges which we have in Dubai. Other than that, the typical expense you'll have is your travel cost. So the metro is very cheap.
Yeah,
I think it connects not most part of the Dubai, but at least
all the famous
all
ones.
the famous
Yeah,
fun parts of the way you'll be able to travel via metro. But the taxis here are
yeah.
sort of costly here. So even the base price for a good location, so taxis base price differs based on the location you're booking the taxi from. So from the way, even if you go for a half an hour taxi, there will be a base price of 10 dirhams added to your bill. So taxis are costly here. If you can avoid it, you should always try to avoid and take a metro and a bus.
Yeah, I guess we came from Terminal 1 to Terminal 2 and it was 40 dirhams, which
Exactly.
is how much in INR?
40 dirham. Don't do that. Don't do
Yes, I think we've covered most of the cost, rent, electricity, chiller, miscellaneous, groceries. So I will just calculate everything and just put it here on the screen for you to see. But like Shivam said, the cost of living and your rent and everything depends on the area. So I'm sure, like he said, you can find cheaper rent and cheaper expenses on in other areas.
that. Correct.
So yeah, that's great. And my last question would be,
Hmm.
like you've been here since last 2.5 years. I'm sure there are a lot of software engineers who want to explore opportunities outside India. And Dubai, I think, is a very good place because it's very close to India. It's tax free.
Correct.
It's income tax free. I think
Yeah,
that's how
yeah.
we should say it because otherwise you have
Even the service tax is also not a lot. I
uh,
think there is a fixed VAT, they call it a
mm,
VAT here, of 5% on the stuff you buy and stuff like
okay.
that. Yeah. Other than that, there is no tax. So, yeah,
Yes, which makes it a pretty good location for people to live. And I think
exactly.
that's also a reason why they have a lot of international exposure here. And I remember I saw a video recently where people were asked which countries you would want to live in, and Dubai was one of the top countries that people preferred. So, for a mid-level software engineer
Hmm.
who wants to come to Dubai, what are some of the tips you have for them? Do we have a lot of jobs here for software engineers? Yes or
I,
no?
I would say if you compare the job market with India, y- you'll be slightly disappointed. You'll not see a lot of openings here. But I feel like it's not that bad either. If you have this goal that you want to shift to Dubai, I would say start working on your personal projects. Maybe be a little more open to showcasing your work rather than just having it on your GitHub profiles and all. And other than that, there are a couple of specific job portals for Dubai jobs for Dubai-based companies like Naukri, Gulf, and some other things. I think LinkedIn is also very good. You can directly reach out to recruiters. So yeah, that's one of the ways.
And talking about the job market, you're into data. We have a lot of verticals,
Hmm.
UI, backend, front end. So, have you noticed some pattern that there are more jobs in data as compared to UI, front end, backend, for designers, for UI, UX people? Have you analyzed anything? Anything?
Uh, I won't give you guys wrong information, so no comments. No idea about this. Yeah,
All right, but if you want to check what are the postings here, you can check Naukri Gulf,
yeah,
which I think is a great platform if you want
yeah,
to come here. So I think, yeah, we have covered most of the questions. And if you have any questions that you want to ask him, drop that in the comments and I will get in touch with him and give you a very precise answer. The whole purpose of making these videos is for you to help and grow in your career and how you can explore other opportunities and basically grow in your career. So, yeah, if you have any questions, drop it in the comments. And if you like this video, make sure that you give it a huge fat thumbs up.
yeah.
And yeah, that's all for this video. And bye.